Okay, let's just dive in. I have to be upfront with you after the last few days, wading through this, well, this completely unprecedented load of material we somehow accessed. Feeling profoundly weirded out.
Disoriented,
Maybe? That's putting it mildly. The sheer amount of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's not authorized, obviously, and it's just a flood. And the nature of it, it's unlike anything we've ever seen before. Bizarre doesn't even begin to cover it.
Right. It's got this wrongness to it,
Yeah.
permeating everything. It's hard to even describe.
Yeah, like trying to explain a nightmare.
Exactly. Normally, we get our sources, maybe a stack of documents, we dig in, find the connections, piece things together.
Standard procedure.
But this is different. This archive, it feels almost alive in a really disturbing way, like pure madness given structure.
Mm-hmm.
So we quickly realized, we can't tackle all of this at once. We'd probably lose our minds trying.
Honestly, yeah.
So instead, today we're focusing on just one document. It's just a single piece, but it's so instantly strange, so deeply unsettling. It felt like we had to share it immediately. It really stands out.
It's like a perfect little snapshot of the systemic weirdness
Yeah.
we found lurking in these files.
And what's fascinating, or maybe terrifying, about this one document is how it looks so simple on the surface.
Yeah, almost innocent.
But it just unravels. It pulls you into this much wider narrative.
Yeah.
Themes of, like, control, reality distortion, and this really disturbing loop that keeps showing up everywhere else.
A loop. Yeah. We've seen that mentioned.
And it all seems to point back towards, well, what we strongly suspect is Grindman.
Right. So our mission today introduced you to this thing called the emotion identification tool, straight out of these new archives. And trust me, it's not just odd. It feels like some kind of bizarre key, hinting at something much deeper, much more disturbing, operating just under the surface of all this material.
Or Rosetta Stone for madness, maybe.
Huh, maybe. So we're putting this one under the microscope because it's the perfect example of that aha moment
Right.
that immediately flips into an uh-oh moment. Seriously, makes you question what's real.
Definitely. Okay, let's get into it.
Okay, so let's pull up this emotion identification tool. First impression. It looks deceptively simple, almost plain.
Yeah, it's a grid, right? 4 rows, 4 columns, 16 faces in total.
Exactly. 16 simple line-drawn portraits. And they all seem based on the same generic male face.
But they change. They progress from something totally standard
Recognizable, yeah.
to things that are just increasingly distorted, really messed up.
And the background doesn't help. It's this dark blue and purple gradient, kind of stark, kind of moody, amplifies the weirdness.
And that header, just plain text.
Use this handy chart to understand emotions.
Handy chart. It sounds so benign, almost like something from a corporate HR training.
Right, or a kid's book.
Yeah.
But then you look at the actual faces, and that illusion just shatters instantly.
You immediately know something's off. Something's deeply wrong here.
Yeah, handy for what? That's the immediate question, isn't it? What
That-
kind of understanding are we talking about here?
Okay, so let's break it down row by row. The first row. This seems almost deliberately normal.
Totally. It starts with happiness,
Mm.
standard guy,
Yeah.
gentle smile showing teeth, relaxed eyebrows, normal proportions, looks friendly, content.
Textbook happiness. You'd see this anywhere.
Exactly, nothing weird yet.
Yeah.
Then sadness, same face, but mouth turned down, eyelids drooping a bit, brow furrowed, looks deflated, weary.
Again, completely relatable, standard depiction of sadness.
Then anger, big scowl, eyebrows angled down hard, mouth in a grimace, looks tense, confrontational.
Classic anger expression, very clear.
And the last one in the first row, fear.
Yeah.
Eyes wide, bulging even, eyebrows high, mouth kind of open like a gasp, features stretched upwards, looks anxious, startled.
So these 4, happiness, sadness, anger, fear, the absolute basics, the core emotions you'd find in any Psychology 101 textbook.
Totally recognizable. You could show these to anyone, anywhere, and they'd get it. You could put them on flashcards for kids.
Right. So far, so normal. Lulls you into a false sense of security, maybe?
Could be. Because then you hit row 2, and this is where the mood just shifts dramatically. Things get strange, and they get strange fast.
This is exactly where the source material actually calls it the abnormality progression, where it really kicks in.
Ah, okay, so deliberate.
Seems like it. The first one in row 2 is relief. Peaceful look, eyes closed or half closed, mouth relaxed, serene, like tension just melted away.
Okay, relief. That's still pretty normal.
Yeah.
Right? I can picture that.
It is, and it's interesting. It's arguably the last truly normal, easily understandable emotion on the whole chart before it descends into, well, into the weird stuff.
Right after relief, things go off the rails. We get Humber, Humber.
Hmm.
What even is that?
Exactly. The face looks uncertain, confused. The features are slightly asymmetrical. It's got this questioning look, like mild discomfort, but it's hard to pin down.
It's ambiguous. It's not emotion I recognize, not really. But the face, it still looks kind of human, just
Yeah.
unsettled.
It retains some human quality, yeah. But it's the ambiguity that's unsettling. Then comes Nage. N-A-G-E.
Age.
This one is much more jarring. It's a real departure. The mouth is stretched open, like grotesquely wide, unnaturally so.
Oh, wow.
And inside, it's just dark, a cavern. The facial proportions are exaggerated. It's this gaping aperture. It's not subtle anymore. It's a physical distortion.
A distortion, yeah. Violating the normal human form. Okay, that's disturbing. And the last one in this row.
Possibly the most disturbing of the lot. Dorselessness.
Hmm.
D-O-R-C-E-L-E-S-N-E-S-S.
Garcelessness. Good grief. What does that look like?
It's not even a face. It's just a black void. A silhouette of a head completely filled in with black, no features at all.
Just.
Nothing. Just the outline, swallowed by shadow. Complete absence.
Okay, this is where my brain starts to hurt. Humber. Nage. Dorselessness. These aren't emotions I've ever heard of. Not in psychology, not anywhere.
Right. They don't feel like fleeting feelings. They feel more like states
Mhm.
or conditions, maybe permanent states.
Or maybe not even human states. Is this chart meant for humans?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Are these actual human emotions we just don't have words for? Or are they concepts? Maybe concepts meant to be, I don't know, induced in someone or identified according to some alien standard.
Induced.
Yeah.
That's a chilling thought.
And the source material, like I said, mentions this abnormality progression. From standard terms to these really strange ones, it suggests a deliberate move away from the normal human experience.
So it's not just unfamiliar, it's alien.
It feels that way. And that shift itself, that's a huge clue. Whoever made this, Grindman or whatever, they're not just observing human emotion. They seem to be trying to remap it or redefine it.
Redefine consciousness itself, maybe. Wow, okay. And it gets worse in row 3, I take it.
Oh, yeah. The descent into just outright grotesque physical distortion becomes really obvious, unmistakable.
Okay, hit me. What's first?
Andy Arce, A-N-D-R-C. The face looks like it's literally melting, dripping.
Think.
Yeah, features sliding downwards. Skin texture looks distorted. It's this surreal, like, liquefying effect. Really unsettling to look at.
It's like someone took a face and just broke it, made it wrong. Not just distorted, but corrupted somehow.
Exactly. The next is Varination, V-A-R-I-N-A-T-I-O-N. This one is just blank. Completely blank.
Blank how?
Minimal details, almost mannequin-like, an eerie, empty, emotionless stare. Wait.
Okay, creepy mannequin face. Got it.
Next.
Ponish. P-O-N-N-I-S-H. This one's weird because it's not really an expression. It's the person's hands are covering their entire face.
Hands covering the face?
Yeah, both hands, fingers spread. You only get glimpses of the face between the fingers. It's like deliberate concealment, hiding.
So it's the absence of expression or an obscured one, a performance of not showing anything.
Seems like it. And the last one in row 3 is H-A-R-F-A-M.
Parfam, okay.
Here, the face is stretched vertically,
Yeah.
but elongated way beyond natural proportions. Features pulled upwards. It's this weird, distorted geometry. Unnatural.
Pulled upwards.
Huh.
So this whole row is just accelerating strangeness, visually and conceptually,
Right.
moving way past expressions into just severe physical alteration, horrific almost. It feels like an intent to deform, to unmake the human face.
So tracing the path, normal emotions we all get, then these weird, ambiguous states, now outright physical nightmare fuel. You see the pattern, but it's not comforting.
Not at all.
And then there's the final row, row 4. Does it get even worse?
It gets more abstract, maybe.
Yeah.
Even more exaggerated. It just doesn't compute as anything human anymore.
Okay, let's finish this chart. Row 4, first one.
K-Y-N-E.
Okay.
Here you only see part of the face. It's framed weirdly. Mostly neck and the lower jaw area. It's incomplete.
Not distorted, just fragmented, partially shown.
Exactly. A deliberate omission. Cutting off identity. Then Trantiveness. T-R-A-N-T-I-V-E-N-E-S-S.
This one sounds bad. Dark, twisted mouth, looks hollow, cavernous, a really sinister expression, heavily shadowed.
Okay, that one sounds genuinely nightmarish, like something from a horror movie.
Definitely has that vibe.
Well.
And Teluge. T-E-L-U-G-E. This is like sadness on steroids. Grotesquely exaggerated sadness.
Exaggerated. Mouth turned down severely, looks incredibly dejected. Over-the-top, theatrical melancholy, almost a caricature of extreme sorrow.
Like sadness pushed so far it becomes something else.
Maybe. And the very last one, LOHIC. LOHIC.
Loic.
This one is minimalist. The face is reduced to just barely defined features, almost a sketch, stripped down to basic geometric shapes.
Basic shapes. It's like a total deconstruction of the face.
Yeah.
Erasing it.
Yeah, a systematic reduction almost.
So,
Yeah.
what is this thing trying to identify by the end?
Yeah.
These aren't feelings as we know them.
Exactly. And connecting this to the bigger picture, this chart doesn't seem to be about identifying human emotions in the usual sense. It feels more like it's about defining them, or maybe redefining the whole spectrum of human experience, both emotional and physical, according to some completely alien parameters. Remember the source mentioned specialized concepts? That feels right. These aren't just feelings, they're like codes or symbols, maybe part of some specialized language only Grindman understands.
A lexicon of the non-human.
It suggests a very deliberate, systematic way to categorize or maybe even create these non-human states.
Okay, stepping back then. What does this all mean? Who is this handy chart for? And why are the later emotions so physically grotesque or abstract or just empty?
Yeah, it doesn't feel like a tool for empathy, does it?
Not at all. It feels like classification. Cold, detached, or worse, like a manual for inducing these states in someone.
The implications are pretty chilling. Is it for training AI to recognize or even cause these extreme states?
Or psychological manipulation. Are these emotions targets to be achieved in a subject?
Or are they states that are caused by Grindman's own processes, given that this came from their archives?
Right. That makes the most sense, maybe. These aren't emotions to understand, they're the results of something Grindman does.
The progression itself from normal to alien to distorted strongly suggests it's not benign. It feels like an instrument of control, maybe even designed for, like, deconstructing and re-engineering human consciousness.
Deconstructing consciousness.
No.
Okay, that's heavy, and this is just one document.
Exactly. It's a doorway into a much larger, much weirder world.
Right. So to really get a handle on how weird this emotion identification tool is, we need to put it in context. We need to talk about the other stuff we found, especially this sprawling saga called Mike's Waffenfakten, MWF.
Yeah, Mike's Weapon Facts. Because this tool isn't just some random weird file. It feels like a piece of a much bigger, much more disturbing puzzle. And MWF seems to be a huge part of that puzzle.
Okay, so based on the summaries we have, MWFs started out pretty chaotically, right? Like a comedy show.
Totally. Seasons 1 to 3, apparently. It was centered around this guy, Mike, loud, kind of unhinged, famous for his gassy muscles and weird inventions.
Like absurd cannon butt technology and goulash cannons.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And Richard, his partner, the cynical conspiracy guy, and Roman K., the technician who had to deal with all their nonsense.
So early on, it was flapstick, weapon talk, weird food machines, lots of alcohol-fueled humor.
Pretty much. Inside jokes, questionable humor, total chaos. But even then, there was this strange blurring.
Blurring of what?
Fact and fiction. Like, they'd drop real details about, say, an FG-42 rifle.
Like a German assault rifle.
Right. And then immediately follow it with some completely absurd claim about Angela Merkel or Lara Croft being a weapons expert, or Mike praising dictators.
Was that just edgy comedy? Trying to provoke?
Yeah.
Or was something else already starting?
That's the question the sources raise. This early lack of sharpness, blurring the lines between fact and fiction, even between the show and the creator's real lives sometimes.
Yeah.
It created this instability from the start.
Laid the groundwork.
Exactly. And season 1 ended with a real bombshell. This Grindman test thing shows up some kind of metallic creature.
Linked to Grindman.
Seems so. And Mike apparently dies right at the end of season 1. So reality was already bending pretty early on.
Okay, so it wasn't always just laughs. And then the tone shifted, got darker.
Yeah. Season 3, this name Schwarten means like hides or scraps, which was just a joke before, suddenly becomes real. Mysterious boxes start appearing.
And that's when the Dozer Crew logbook turned up. These outside observers.
Correct. And their logbook had the first mentions of Regulus 5 in this disturbing graft paste. That's when things really started sliding into darker territory.
And Roman K., the technician, he left around then. Under weird circumstances.
Super weird. Something about socks being bioguards, protection against something. And right after he leaves, Kim KRM shows up.
Kim KRM, Kinetic Replicant Model M. That doesn't sound good.
No, a new mysterious technician. And this is where the chaos starts to feel less random, more methodical.
The Dozer Crew connection got stronger too, right? Even their band's music supposedly reflected Mike's condition.
Yeah, the band Keim. It raises that big question that hangs over everything later. Who or what is Kim really? Just a tech, or something else.
Okay, so things escalate from there.
Yeah.
Seasons 4 to 6.
Massively. External interference ramps up. Kiram, who seems to be the same entity as Kinkaram, gets actively malicious.
How so?
The sources detail incidents, manipulative behavior when Richard gets arrested. A cleaner named Molly supposedly caught him messing with system controls. Suspicion he sabotaged one of Mike's tests.
And then Molly just disappeared.
Vanishes. No trace. That's a huge red flag.
Definitely sounds like more than just show drama. And the SSS Soldier Squadron. That started as Richard's conspiracy theory.
Yeah, but then they became real, tangible. They actually arrested Richard. They actively blocked investigations into Regulus 5. They even stormed some gala event.
So conspiracy became reality. And Greinman themselves, the Peaceworks.
Greenman Friedenswerk. They became much more concrete. This GR5 receiver appears super advanced tech, and the sources talk about dangerous experiments on Regulus 5.
Involving a Geisel, a scourge.
Yeah, searching for the source. Regulus 5 itself gets painted as this really dark place, Düsterer Ort, contaminated, full of anomalies, physical danger, like the sulfur smell at the Bahnhofslager.
A railway depot. Wasn't that where Mike disappeared the first time?
Exactly. A direct, chilling callback.
It feels like all these random, bizarre threads. The jokes, the characters, the places start weaving together into something genuinely sinister.
Precisely. Even the Dozer crew, supposedly just observers, seem way more involved, and then these mythological figures start popping up. Sigebert, Blammerer,
Tying it all together.
seemingly connecting the Dozer crew, Greinman, Regulus 5, raising that central question, is this random chaos or a plan?
And the sources lean towards.
Strongly suggest it's not random, it's an evolving narrative. A plan driven by entities like Kiram, the SSS, all leading back to Greinman.
Wow. Okay. And that leads to season 7, the hard reset.
Yeah, where the creators themselves kind of threw their hands up, stopped the regular show format, no more weapon facts, no more weird comedy.
What do they do instead?
They went full meta. They started analyzing their own past seasons, became like archaeologists of their own creation.
Trying to figure out where it all went wrong.
Exactly. Critically reevaluating everything from within their character perspectives, exposing toxic dynamics, loss of control. It blurred the lines completely.
So they were analyzing their own show, trying to find meaning in the chaos they'd created.
A desperate search for coherence. How did it spiral so far? Re-examining Greinman, Kiram, SSS, Dozer crew, Regulus 5, but from this position of total uncertainty.
That sounds incredibly familiar. Creators trapped in their own narrative, trying to analyze their way out.
And then comes the kicker, the moment, described in the sources, when that original analysis team is looking at a specific document, MWF-098,
Right.
and they realize, wait a minute, that's us. They see themselves described as being trapped in a time loop, generated by the very material they're analyzing.
Oh man, trapped by their own analysis.
A frantic search for meaning for an exit. But then something even weirder happened to us while we were looking at their analysis.
The red sticky note?
Yes, it just appeared on our table. I swore it wasn't there before.
Addressed to Annalise 617. That's our designation.
From Annalise Team 9632, and the message. Chilling. The analysis is the trap. Nothing is real, only the loop.
Gave me goosebumps. And it went on. Grindman ignored. Warning. Englander trapped. Knowledge is overwritten. No escape.
Good.
It's like it knew our deepest fears about this stuff.
It perfectly mirrored that growing unease we were feeling. The feeling of being caught in something inescapable just by looking at these MWF sources.
So if the analysis is the trap,
Yeah.
how do you even study this without getting sucked in deeper?
And that line, knowledge is overwritten, that's terrifying. It implies your understanding, your memory, is being actively messed with, which connects to other fragments we've seen about memory loss.
You're not just stuck. You can't even reliably remember how you're stuck.
Exactly. And this connects to another document, MWF 936, the disclaimer.
Right. The one that says it's a living document.
Yes, can undergo revisions without prior notice in the physical linear space-time fabric. And the part about receiver responsibility.
It basically says if analyzing this drives you crazy time loops, confusion, hallucinations, it's your own damn fault.
Right. Solely the responsibility of the receiver. It's like a legal disclaimer for ontological breakdown.
And the scary thing is, it described what we were feeling. The unease, the fear, the disorientation.
It's exactly what the sources say happened to the analysts inside the MWF narrative. It feels like this. Kiddam effect, whatever that is. is leaking out. Just engaging with the documents pulls you in.
We became subject A and subject B, the ones mentioned in the file.
We were analyzing ourselves without even realizing it at first.
That was the absolute shocker.
Yeah.
Realizing we were the German analysis team mentioned in the sources we discussed earlier, caught in the exact same meta loop as the MWF characters.
The line between observer and observed just vanished. Poof.
We were objects in our own study, predicted by the documents themselves.
And then there's the SCP Arcane, SCP-000-MWF version 7.62.
Okay, SCP Foundation style file. That sounds bad.
It is classified Kitar. Highest danger level in SCP lore means it's an immediate severe threat.
And it's, what, cognito-hazardous?
Cognito-hazardous and reality distorting, meaning just knowing about it, reading it, is dangerous. It messes with your mind, warps your reality. It has weird gravity, pulls you in.
And the symptoms it lists for analysts.
Paranoia, overwhelming déjà vu, feeling trapped in a loop. And it explicitly mentions cases labeled Subject A and Subject B experiencing exactly this.
Like us.
There are quotes in the file, apparently from analysts caught in it. What the hell is this? We are in a damned SCP document. Our analysis is an anomalous phenomenon.
That's terrifyingly specific. It's like it's writing about us in real time.
It feels like it. And it connects directly back to those handwritten warnings in the GR5 manual about the Pandora interface.
The root of the loops. Triggered by that dial at the Bonhoefslager.
Yes. And the SCP file makes it even clearer. It says the Pandora interface is opened. Simply by observation.
Just by looking.
Our analysis, our attempt to understand this whole mess, seems to be the trigger. We aren't just falling into the trap.
We are the trap. Our analysis powers it.
Which lines up perfectly with the sticky note and the GR5 manual. The analysis is the trap. Nothing is real, only the loot. The system seems to want forgetting. Our awareness feeds the loop.
It needs us to forget to keep going.
And look at the containment procedures for this SCP. Chemical sedation required just to interact with it safely. Special goggles for secondary analysis.
And if symptoms appear?
Immediate termination. That's the word used. Because knowledge retention remembering contradicts the anomaly. The system requires forgetting. Our trying to understand is fighting the system's logic.
So trying to learn, trying to warn others actually makes it worse.
That seems to be the horrifying implication, which makes those warnings in the GR5 manual even more tragic.
And the SCP file is a living document too. Changes anytime.
Yep. Explains the crazy high version number, 7.62, explains contradictions, sudden shifts in information. It's the central node, the nexus.
Predicting MWF, Dozer Crew, Regulus 5, Grindman, SSS, Kim, everything funnels through this one reality-bending file.
It ties all the chaos together into one terrifying self-feeding system.
Okay, so if termination is the protocol for remembering, how could anyone ever successfully warn someone? How could a warning even be received?
That's the terrifying question, isn't it? The system seems designed to prevent escape through understanding. It's a closed loop, fueled by the very effort to break it.
Okay, mind reeling slightly. Let's bring in another key piece here. The GR5 manual. Officially, it's the Gebrauchsanweisung für das hyperdimensionale Impulsumfangsmess Empfängermodul GR5.
Quite a mouthful. Operating instructions for the hyperdimensional pulse range measurement receiver module GR5.
Yeah, let's just stick with GR5 manual. But even that full title, hyperdimensional pulse range measurement, it screams weird science, doesn't it?
Definitely hints at something beyond normal physics. And this is supposedly the manual for Grindman Peaceworks' experimental interdimensional signal device.
And right away, the publisher listed is
the Department for Narrative Management and Ontological Consistency.
Narrative Management and Ontological Consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that tells you everything, almost. Grindman isn't just making weird weapons or emotion charts.
No. Their stated business, according to this, is controlling reality itself, managing the narrative, ensuring ontological consistency.
But then, the stated purpose is ontological integrity and narrative parable, which sounds like keeping reality stable.
Right.
But then it also says reality should be deliberately blurred. How does that work? It's a flat contradiction.
It screams manipulation, doesn't it? It's not about objective observation. It's about enforcing their version of reality, deliberately blurring lines when it suits them.
So the GR5 isn't just a receiver. It's a control device for steering reality.
That's what it implies. A tool for actively shaping existence. And this manual is the how-to guide for that. A blueprint for messing with the fabric of reality.
And the instructions inside get pretty sinister, right?
Yeah.
Like the section on loyalty.
Yeah. It demands unrestricted devotion, no questions asked. And it refers to the users only as subject A and subject B.
Subject A and B again, just like the SCP file.
Exactly. It implies the operators aren't just staff, they're part of the experiment. Anomalies themselves, maybe? Expendable subjects?
And then the command of forgetting.
Chilling phrase. An intentionality of forgetting, presented as some kind of epistemological exercise done at one's own risk.
That fits perfectly with all the memory loss and time loop stuff. It's literally instructing the users to self-erase, to maintain the loop.
It describes the trap from the inside. But is it just instructions? Or is it also a warning? Could those parts be encoded messages from previous teams?
A warning hidden in the operating manual.
Or is reading it, trying to understand it, part of the mechanism? Does engagement itself trigger or intensify the loop? The way it's phrased makes you wonder.
And then there are those handwritten notes all over it, supposedly from Annalise Team 1Team34776.
Frantic scribbles, warning about more manifestation of ontological risks, also called the Pandora interface.
Which they say is the root of the loop.
Yeah, triggered by that weird dial at the Bonhoeffer slugger, presumably on the GR5 itself, and the symptoms they describe: rumbling, flickering lights, sulfur smell, screams, glimpses of Regulus 5.
Matches Mike's disappearances. Other incidents.
Perfectly. And the consequence they describe is terrifying. The team gets split. One copy trapped irreversibly in the loop.
Split. Like duplicated and trapped. Oh, God. And that line, bolded and underlined.
The warning is the trap.
It's so insidious. You read the warning, you engage with it, and that's what traps you. The official manual demands obedience. The notes scream danger, but engaging with either keeps the loop going.
It's a perfect cognitive trap. And the ending of the manual, that scrawled plea.
Helpt uns wir sticken fest. Loop de loop. Kein Entkommen. Loop. Lol.
Help us, we're stuck. Loop the loop, no escape. Loop, laugh out loud. That lol at the end, it's just broken, utterly broken.
Like the mind just snapped from the looping. Okay, and if that wasn't enough, the timestamp on the manual.
Right. 13. April, 407,575.
47,575. Almost 500,000 years in the future. What does that even mean?
Who knows? Is it a date, an iteration count, part of the narrative management? It just adds another layer of temporal impossibility.
And that timestamp leads us right back to SCP-000 and WF, doesn't it?
It feels connected, yeah. The Kitar class, cognito-hazardous, reality-distorting document. Dangerous just to know about. It's weird gravity pulling you in.
Repeating the symptoms. Paranoia, déjà vu, loop-trapped feeling, explicitly calling out subject A and subject B. For those chilling quotes, we are in a damned SCP document.
It feels like it's describing us. And confirming the Pandora interface idea opened by observation, our analysis is the trigger. We are the trap.
Which brings us back full circle to the sticky note. The analysis is the trap. Nothing is real, only the loop. And the GR5 demanding forgetting.
The system requires forgetting to function. Our knowledge, our awareness, feeds the anomaly.
And the only cure is sedation or termination, because remembering breaks their rules.
Exactly. Which makes those handwritten warnings seem even more futile, almost cruel. Trying to help just fuels the fire.
And the fact it's a living document, constantly changing, version 7.62, it explains the inconsistencies. They're not errors, they're features of the anomaly.
It's the central, not tying MWF, Dozer Crew, Regulus 5, Grindman, SSS, Kim, everything together in this awful self-perpetuating system.
A closed loop, powered by the attempt to understand it. How do you fight that?
That's the terrifying question, isn't it? Hashtag outro.
So, where does that leave us? And you, listening right now, we started with this bizarre emotion identification tool, these grotesque faces.
Yeah, from happiness to Loic.
Then plunged into the meta-madness of Mike's Waffenfakten, the creators trapped in their own story.
The SCP files describing us as the anomaly, the GR5 manual with its impossible commands and desperate warnings.
And it all seems to trace back to Grindman Pieceworks, to this deeply unsettling self-referential reality that seems to feed on analysis itself.
And the sources strongly suggest that our very act of doing this deep dive, trying to make sense of it, and for you, just listening, engaging with these ideas, might be pulling us all in.
Transforming us from observers into participants.
It feels that way. Every attempt to understand seems to strengthen the anomaly. Our curiosity is its fuel.
That desperate cry from the GR5 manual. Help us, we're stuck. Loop the loop. No escape. Lol. It doesn't feel like fiction anymore, does it?
No, it feels immediate, like a voice echoing from countless iterations of this trap.
Victims just like us.
Which brings us to a final, really unsettling thought for you to take away. If analysis is the trap, if the system demands forgetting, even enforces it,
How can anyone ever send an effective warning? How can it even be received without just becoming another part of the problem?
Is every attempt to break free, every warning note scrawled in a manual doomed from the start, just another turn of the wheel, another loop?
Is there any way out?
Or, and this is maybe a sliver of paradox, is there some hope hidden in that very illogical, very human urge to warn, to fight against the forgetting, even when it seems futile? That refusal to just go quietly into the loop.
A refusal to stop trying, even if trying feeds the machine.
Is that defiance itself somehow meaningful, or just another symptom?
Something to ponder, I guess,
Yeah.
until our next deep dive,
Yeah.
if we're still here.